Hi guys, welcome to another fluff and stuffy tutorial. Today we will be making the basic cat from BattleCats. The yarn we're using is the valuable spot saver from Spotlight, which is it's the USA style. It's 10 ply and it's the equivalent to I think Red Heart Super Saver. If you're looking for something sort of equivalent, but anything that's 10 ply should work. The actual BattleCat itself is made in white, but today, just for visual purposes, we'll be making it in grey, just because I think it's just going to be easier to see on camera. The other things that we will be needing is a 4.5mm crochet hook, some scissors, a needle for sewing, and a handy dandy stitch markers. Look how cute this is. This is from Yummy Calm. This is a little macaroon. Keeps 10 little stitch markers inside, which is a perfect amount for amigurumi. You really need more than that, but you know, it's like nice and compact. It's cute. It stays together well. I absolutely love it. I always have that with me everywhere I go because I'm always crocheting. So yeah, so we'll get into this and get started making. So for the basics of crocheting, if you're not sure how to do some of the techniques, there are other videos that you can look into to get information on that. I will have them on my page, you know, like the magic circle, how to do single crochet, etc, etc, decreases. While I will show you on camera briefly, I won't get into massive detail on that. We won't be working in staggered stitches today. We'll just be working at normal increases. I will do a video later on staggered stitches, and for those of you that are more experienced and understand about staggered stitches, you can just do it your way while I show you the basic way on camera. I won't be doing it all on camera. I think it's just going to be too long. I'll do all the increases and decreases and the ears, the feet, and the sewing of the face, etc. But as for like the mid rounds where we're just going on, there's 15 rounds of just single crochet, I'll do those off camera just to save you needing to fast forward. You do not need me to do that on camera. That's just a waste of everyone's time. So yeah, let's get into it. So we're going to start with our magic circle. So as I said, have a look at our YouTube page. There are other tutorials there to show you how to do this. So yeah, have a look at that and then come back. So we've sealed up our magic circle. So round one, so we have 6 single crochets in this magic circle. So that's our first one, and we count that as one. See how it's got its own little V? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, that was 5. This will be 6. Let's count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, one thing that a lot of people mistake they make is they get too funny about their magic circle in the beginning and they tighten it too tightly. And when you're working with a smaller yarn, it can make it difficult to see that first stitch. It's not so bad today because we are working with a 10 ply yarn. It's quite a lot larger, so they are easy to see, but there's no need for you to tighten this at this point so tightly that you know what I mean, that that it sucks it in or twists this chain. So yeah, and also too, remembering, let your hook do the work. So don't try to overly tighten the stitches. If your hands are feeling clenched while you're doing this and you are crocheting too tightly for your hands, it's bad ergonomics. It will eventually catch up with you. You need to pick a hook size that will do the work for you. Okay, so I've jumped ahead there. So we're going to move on to round 2. So round 2, we're going to do 2 increase in every stitch. We're going to take our stitches from 6 to 12. Now is when we can begin to use our beautiful little stitch markers. Some people like to mark in the last stitch of the round. I like to mark in the first stitch of the round, so I'm just making it really clear from the beginning that that's what I'll be doing. So here's my first stitch in the new round, and then I'm going to place my stitch marker in. That's just a personal preference thing, and that's totally up to you. As long as you do the same thing each time, then it doesn't matter which way you go, because you know that you've marked it that way. So okay, so we're going to start 2 stitches in each round. So that's our first 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10.
Yeah, no, she's awesome. For some people, just embrace it, and she's one of those.
11 and 12. So we check our stitches. You should do this at the end of each round, because if you only have to be 1 stitch out to throw the whole thing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 12. So now we're going to move on to round 3. Round 3 consists of 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 2 in the second, repeated 6 times. So we can go ahead actually, and we can tighten that middle up now, nice and tight, by pulling that string, and you see how that just, you know, hasn't affected anything. It's nice and tight now. If it comes a little bit loose later, we just do the same thing again, but it shouldn't now. It should stay nice and solid. All right, so moving on to round 3. So 1 single crochet in the first. So this is the first stitch of our new round. And we are going to put our stitch marker back in. So 2 single crochets in the next. 1 in the next. 2 in the next. 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 in the next, 2 in the next, 1 and 2. Okay, so now we can go ahead and double check our stitches. Pull that center tight. See, it's just come a little bit apart there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we've got 18 stitches, which is what we should have for round 3, which is great. So now we can move on to round 4, which will be, take our stitch marker out. So we're going to single crochet 2, so that'll be 1, 2, and then increase in the next. So let's put our first single crochet in, put our stitch marker back in, and let's head around again for round 4. So that's 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, and an increase, 2, 2, and then an increase. One, 2, then an increase. Increase, obviously meaning 2 single crochets and the 1 stitch. 1, 2, increase. I can't remember if I told you, but if you're following along with the pattern is free. It is available on our Revelry page, which is Fluff and Stuff Toys. So I'll put a link in the description for that. So it's good to practice following along as you go. Okay, so in this round 4, we should have 24 stitches. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So perfect. So we are now going to move on to round 5. Round 5 will consist of 3 single crochets and then an increase, okay? And that will be done 6 times all the way around. So let's do our first stitch of the new round and replace our stitch marker. 1, 2, 3, then an increase. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. 1, 2, 3, then an increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. 1, 2, 3, increase. Now, you know, you've done it right if you're finishing in on that increase, but we will check our rounds in the early rounds anyway. So this time we should have 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we are now going to move on to round 6. So round 6 consists of 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 increase. Now, I'm pretty sure by now you should see the pattern if you're new to amigurumi, and this is one of your first projects. You'll see that each round we have 1 extra stitch before the increase. So it basically follows the 6 times tables. I will have a tutorial specifically based on how this builds, just so that you guys have the understanding. I know I'm one of those people, I need to understand how it works for me to be able to grasp it properly. So once I had an understanding of how these build, or how the circles build, from there, I know that my work improved quite dramatically. Now, the other thing that we were talking about is the staggered stitches, which you may or may not be familiar with. You can see how we've got these points here. That's because our increases are falling in a similar spot each time. So there is another technique that we can use where we stagger the stitches, like we move the increases on the even rounds, which we won't be doing today, but it just makes it more circular instead of this, like, you know, sort of hexagon-y shape. We get a more circular type circle. Yes, yeah. It's just, I believe it looks better. That's my personal opinion, but it's each to their own. You make your own decisions when you make things. Okay, so that's the first stitch of the new round. So we've got the 4 and then the increase. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, then an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, then an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, then an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an increase at the end. So now would be a good time to count your stitches, and then we're going to move on to the next round. So the next round is round 7, where we're going to do 5 single crochets and then an increase. So here's our first. That last round you should have had a total of 36 stitches, and this one we're looking for a total of 42. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. Let's just double check that. So we started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, and then 2 on the next. So this is all pretty straightforward. It's very repetitive, but as I said, I'll run you through it because some people are visual learners. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase. My tension's very funny at the moment because I've been working with Katona, so and a different hook, so I'm struggling a little bit today to get my tension nice, but it's not too bad. Okay, so that was round 7. We're now moving on to round 8, which, as you probably guessed, is 6 single crochets and an increase. We are nearly halfway there now, so in the sense of our increases. Okay, so there's our first for that. Let's put a stitch marker back in. Make sure you are checking your stitches. That last round should have had 42. This round should have 48. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And an increase. 1, 2. Oh, I haven't much luck, have I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Increase. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 5, 6, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then the increase. Should be 48 stitches. So go ahead and check and meet me back. Pause it for a sec. Make sure you do have the correct stitches. If you're a couple short, you can always add them in just around the place, just sort of evenly. If you've got a couple extra, you can always decrease if it's just slight, and or just omit doing one of the extra increases in the next rounds, just to sort of bring it back. If it's a lot out, you'll need to frog it back and find out where you went wrong. Okay, so the next round we are doing is round 9, which is 7 single crochet and then an increase. We're doing that 6 times, and that should leave us with 54 stitches. So let's do our first stitch in the round and then replace our stitch marker, our really cute little pink stitch marker. I'm not really a pink person, but these are adorable. I love them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then I increase. So 2 in 1 stitch. If it'll let me. 1, 2. Let's go again. 7, 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 7. Increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 and 7, and then our increase. So now you can really see where the because we haven't staggered the stitches, it's really easy to see here now how it's creating these little points. They will go away once we start just working in the rounds, but yeah, the staggering stitches kind of eliminates that and eliminates these sorts of lines. So if you are interested in that, look out, that tutorial will be sort of coming soon, hopefully maybe later this week. Okay, so let's just keep going. We're still on round 9. So I've just done an increase. You can see too where your increases should go. So you can see they go into the last stitch. Like, so you've got the increase, so you've got 2 into 1, 2 in the 1, and your increases in each round when you're not staggering will go into that second increase, or that second stitch in the increase stitch each time. So it becomes easy to predict, I guess, where you need to go. So where's my, I've lost count. So there's my double. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Increase. Yes, it's very hard changing hooks. Like, my usual hook is a Furl Odyssey. These were my amigurumi, and I absolutely love it, but I dropped it. I've been in the hospital recently, and I dropped it, and I broke it. Sorry, it's been a bit of a learning curve to go back to using other hooks, so I'm catching a little bit, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then increase. Okay, so that is round 9. We're going to move on to round 10. Round 10 is single crochet 8 and then increase in the next. And this should bring us up to 60 stitches. That previous round, so this round here that we've just completed, with 7 and then an increase, that is 50, should have 54 stitches. So count and check that. If you need to, you can put your stitch markers in your increased stitches as you go if you've got enough. If you have trouble counting, and as we get down the track, you can do it every 10 or so, and that will help you to count and keep track. If you find that you're losing count, or every 20, or however it works for you. Alright, so that's what we're doing. So we are now on round 10, 8 single crochets and an increase. So let's do our first of the round. Let's put our stitch marker back in and let's continue going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. 8. Increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and then increase. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, increase. Yeah, it's still sitting nice and flat, which means we've done it right, the right number of increases. If your work is bowing or flapping, if it's got too many stitches, it might look a bit like that. If it's got not enough stitches, it might pop up like sort of, it'll be trying to curve around. Make sure you check after each round. If it looks wrong, then definitely give it an extra check. So that was round 11, I think. No, that was round 10. So we did 8 single crochets and an increase, which brought us to 60. We're now on round 11, which will be single crochet 9, then increase. We're doing that 6 times again, and that will bring us to 66 single crochets. So we did the first stitch in this round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Increase. Oh, having a shocker today. So I'm used to using my other hooks. I've got 2 new ones coming, but I've had to order. So I'm just waiting. The lovely Andrea from Yarn Me Calm has put the order in for me, so they should be here soon. I'm very excited. I love my Fur Odyssey hooks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh goodness me, let's just pull this back. Okay. Let's count to make sure we're not going wrong here. So there's 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, an increase. No, so 1, oh goodness, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, increase. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, increase, increase. Let's try that again. All right, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then increase. Okay, so at the end of that there should be 66 single crochet. So we're now moving on to round 12. In round 12 we will single crochet 10 and then increase, and that will bring us to a total of 72 single crochets. Now after that we've only got 2 more rounds until we start just working around and around without increasing. I will do that off camera, but yeah, let's just finish this off and then we can get to work. So where are we? So yep, round 12, 10 single crochets, 1 increase. Oops. So let's do our first and then replace our stitch marker. And my work's a bit tight and that's why you can see it's bending up a little bit. My stitches are right, but as I said, I'm not used to this particular hook. I'm also going to trim this little bit off here because it's annoying me now. Oh. Doesn't need to be there. Oh, scissors and sharpening. Okay, so we got our first stitch. So we're going to do 10 and then an increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and an increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and increase. Now I was thinking of possibly doing two versions of the video, one where I speed up in between the rounds so you don't have to watch me complete the whole thing, and then have another video where I work through each part so that you could choose, you know, depending on your experience level. If you're working through this for the first time and you want to see the entire thing, you can, but for those that are more experienced, rather than trying to fast forward these parts, you can, you know, I can do that for you. So if that's something that you'd like to see me do, please tell me in the comments. I'm only just getting up and started, and I want to make sure that my videos are helpful. So the only way to do that is to get feedback from you all. So what am I up to? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, double. Don't be afraid to frog back your work. If a stitch looks unneat or you're unhappy with it, there's no reason why you can't go back and redo that a stitch. That's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and increase. That's the end of that round. I've got 2 rounds left. The next one will be 11 and an increase, and the one after will be 12 and an increase. So let me have a look at my notes. So in that particular one, so what we just do is do 10 and an increase, so that's 72 stitches. The next one is round 13, and we'll be single crocheting 11 and then increasing. And then we should have a total of 78 stitches at the end of that round. So let's get this going. We're nearly there now. The end is in sight. So it's our first stitch, and then we replace our stitch. Oh, let's try that again. There's our first stitch, and then we place our stitch marker back in that stitch. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we increase. Okay, 11 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Oops, I was that one. This is 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. I'm having a shocker today, aren't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep, I'm just not counting. Stitches are there, it's just me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Then increase. Yeah, we're up to our last round of increases. This last round is 12 single crochet and then an increase. Okay, and after that we'll just be single crocheting in each stitch all the way around for 15 rounds. So after round 13 you should have 78 stitches. We're about to start round 14, which is, as I said, the 12 single crochet increase times 6, and at the end of that we should have 84 stitches. And then we, as I said, we're just working the body in the rounds. So that'll be, I'll show you at the end what that looks like with the 15 rounds done, and I'll do the first round with you. And then we will have a second video for the decreasing, and another video for the ears and the little legs. So let's get this started. So we've got our, just checking, which stitch we need to go into. It's this one here. So our first stitch, let's put our stitch marker back in. That's the beginning of the round. So 12 this time, last round. 1, 2, sorry about the noise. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna have to count to check what I was up to. I've just lost count. Too much background noise and stitches falling off. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Increase. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I've either counted wrong or I've missed a stitch. So let's have a look. I've missed a stitch somewhere there, so that's okay, but I just popped an extra one in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Only there, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you're trying to pull a stitch out to create more space, like as you can see here, I've lost the stitches fallen off the hook. If you pull the side that's closest to you, I don't know if I can do it for me. The side that's closest to you, it should loosen that stitch. So I hope you can see that. See how that loosens on that side? And you just pull your string to tighten again. I have to count or figure out what I was up to. My goodness, having one of those days today. So I'll find my last double stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, increase, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, increase, 'so close now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, our increase, beautiful. So that is the increases done for the head. We are now going to move into doing the just the rounds and that will create the curved shape of the cat's head. Just looking for one item I want to show you. Yeah, and of course the one time I need it, I cannot find it. I will show you in the next video my favorite tool that I use for counting my rows when I am working on a project like this. But like today, when I have made a mess and I can't find it, what I would do is I would do a tally system. So we have 15 rounds, which is quite a lot of rounds in this particular case. So what I would do is each time I pass my stitch marker, I'd make a I take the stitch marker off, I pick my pen up. Hopefully a pen that works. What have we got here? And I would make a little tally. So second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round, and I would use that to keep track on a piece of paper. But I do have a little finger counter that I wear on my thumb, which is my pride and joy, that I will show you in the next video when I can find it. It must be in my special crochet space where I work on all my stuff. I've forgotten to bring it out, but that's okay. So yeah, so you can use this tally system here, or alternatively there's a few different options for row counters. Whatever suits you best, you'll use. I'll do my first row around, and then I'm going to end this video and we will move on to the next video. So this round would be round 15, and it's 84 stitches round. So as I said, you're going to do this now 15 times. So as if you were using your thumb counter, you would press your thumb counter just before you put your stitch marker back. And it's all about creating habits. Nothing worse than getting halfway through and forgetting how many rows you've completed, or etc., because counting can be a bit of a nightmare sometimes. So yeah, it's just one single crochet in each stitch all the way around. As I said, I'll do this first one on camera, but from there I'll leave I will do the other 14 rounds off camera and come back. And we'll do a second part video with the decreasing, and I'll guide you through that. It's pretty much exactly what we've just done with the increasing, except for the fact that we are making it smaller, so we're working kind of backwards. Yeah, so I hope so far this tutorial has been helpful. I think the next cat will be Ninja Cat. And then, as I said, I'll be looking for you guys to tell me what you want me to make. My daughter's absolutely obsessed, and my son. They both have autism, and if you're familiar with kids with autism, you'd know they can become quite obsessive about certain things, and BattleCats have certainly become one of their obsessions. So they were hounding me to create some patterns or make them some, and I just simply couldn't find any online, so I just went ahead and made my own. The first one, our BasicCat, is very basic. I can design more intricate patterns, and I plan to as I go along, I guess. But I thought, you know what, may as well start with BasicCat. I actually didn't think that people would be as keen on it as they have been. I was really pleasantly surprised at the feedback I got from launching the pattern, so that's quite encouraging. If you guys do, you know, like these tutorials and let me know that this is something that you're interested in, then I'm more than happy to create more. The other thing that we've got coming up is our Mystical, which is going to be super exciting. I haven't revealed what the pattern will be yet, but let's just say it is going to be quite magical and fun and an exciting project. And it's a beginner project, but it still looks really, really cool, and there will be full YouTube tutorials for the entirety of it. The pattern will be free. I think it's going to be a 6-week cal, aimed at people who are beginners or just wanting to improve their skills. There will be yarn kits available through Yarn Me Calm very, very soon. We'll have some information released on that, and you guys will have the opportunity to either put together your own colour schemes, or if you want to order some yarn through the lovely Andrea, you can. There will also be amigurumi starter kits available through her, which I'm pretty sure will contain, you know, something along the lines of these really cute little stitch mark holders, you know, little tape measure, etc., etc. The things that I think that you can't go without when it comes to amigurumi. So that's up to you. If it's something that you're interested in, you could purchase those. But yeah, but so there's lots happening. It's all very exciting. I can't wait to share with you the first item out of our first Mystical. It is going to be an ongoing type cal where we will release every few months a new pattern for free. There will be some side patterns that will be at a cost, but majority of the patterns that I release will be free patterns with YouTube tutorials. So to support me, you know, guys, get on there. Make sure you like and subscribe, and go ahead and actually like the tutorials, so that I can, you know, actually, you know, keep going with this, because I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I hope that you guys do too. So nearly around. So yeah, you can do this part's a good part. You can do this while you're watching TV, or put your Netflix on, or whatever, have a chat with your family. So yeah, after this round, 14 more rounds. Just make sure that you record it down so you know you've got it correct. And yes, but yeah, no, I've had a lovely time making this tutorial. Hopefully I'll see you for part 2. And as I said, I will jump back on it in a minute and just show you what it looks like, and then yeah, we'll jump into video 2 where I will do the decreases, and then we'll have video 3 where I will do the legs, ears and assembly, etc. So beautiful. All right guys, nearly there. Ta-da! So that is that. So we've done our first round of 15 rounds around. See, these corners will become less obvious as you go around, and you will, you will see it take the curvatured shape. So that's all for now, and I will see you in video 2. Thank you. Okay, well, I have done my other 14 rounds of video, and as you can see, it has created that rounded shape. From here, we are going into the next video where we will be decreasing. I will show you how to do an invisible decrease, and then we will follow through from there. Okay, thanks heaps for staying with us, and I'll see you in the next video.